Voices of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Excited.
What's up? What's up, dude? What's going on? Welcome to this seems to be going on. Oh, Crescencio Somerville with an assist in the 90th minute for West Ham. Isn't that nice? Hello. Hey, we're live. We're doing a show. Welcome to the show that I put air quotes on, a quote-unquote debate me, which honestly sounds like a innuendo or a euphemism of sorts. Who's gonna debate me tonight? Sorry, I cracked myself up. You know, they say if you can't laugh at your own jokes, how could you expect anyone else to laugh? The hell was I saying? Anyway, the debate show. This is a debate show, allegedly, because every time that I've done it, there's been zero people who've called in and said Ainge out. Everyone that called in is either talking nicely or, I don't know. And I just think it might be a lie. It might all be a lie. I have in the poll, are you Ainge in and proud to say it? Are you Ainge out and scared to pull up? Are you Ainge out and you're gonna pull up? 24% of 17. Someone help me with the mental math quickly. I don't know how many people voted that they're gonna pull up, but it sounds like they're going to pull up, my friend. 12% says Ainge, it doesn't matter, and I'm apathetic. And I just wanted to give a little equal representation. You know, it made me think of Perchie. Perchie's Ainge, it doesn't really matter. He's more apathetic, but he's having a hell of a career in Football Manager, so it's been fun to watch. But anyway, this is the call-in show, so let me grab this. Let me also share. I guess I'll just fucking do like a regular show while I wait for motherfuckers to pull up. Let me see. Let me go to bookmarks. We'll do like this, and then like that. All right, you see that? This is production live and direct, folks. And I just realized I haven't actually updated the subscriber count. This is not right. We have more than that. So let me get that. It's funny. I get like 5 subscribers a day and 4 people unsubscribe a day. It's kind of fun. It's like a little game of cat and mouse that we're all playing together. Oh, look, it just went down again. But I took a screenshot before you unsubbed, my friend. So, joke's on you, buddy. I already got the screenshot. Let me see. Actually, it won't let me upload because I have too many files. You know me. You know me and my files. Oh, way too many files. Actually, let me do this. Actually, I need to drop the link in the chat. Here you go. You want to pull up? Give it your best shot. Fire away. There you go. It's in the chat. Go here. I don't know why I'm doing this all live. This is all stuff I should have done beforehand. However, I haven't. I was late, so I just clicked go live. There you go. Boom. There's the subscriber count. It's actually one less than that because as I was talking about subscribers, someone unsubscribed, and that's always fun. Like a little game of cat and mouse. Like, oh, I'm subscribed. No, I'm not. And I've got about 5 cat and mouses that I like to play. So you know what we'll do? We'll put this on subscribers mode. So that way anyone who wants to talk their shit in the chat, you'd be subscribed for more than 5 minutes. How about that? Let's say hello to the chat. Let's see who's here before I just talk about whatever I've got to talk about while I wait. Yosarian. Big up. Welcome into the chat. Morning, Jacob. Ainge in. Peace and love in. Come on, man. Peace and love? You're talking real dice. Can we get some emoticons or... There we go. This is a confetti. We'll also do the hearts for you. There you go. It's like fucking Valentine's Day. And Ainge we trust. Auder est facer. Facher. I'm not French. I don't speak French, but I do like the, the audir est facer. No one ever told me how to pronounce it correctly, so I'm just going to pronounce it fucked up. And come on, you Spurs. Yes, I love that. Come on, you Spurs. Indeed. Always come on, you Spurs. And I encourage anyone who is like, they want Ainge out, bro. Pull up. Everyone be talking this shit. But then hey, come on now. Come on now. Ainge pockets no clue in every single time. This club will be fucked for 7 years if it doesn't work out for him. So not only I think it will work with him, but it has to work with him. Big up Jacob and Chewy. Big up. Chewy is here. He moved the bed further away. I guess he wanted to be off camera. But he is here. He's absolutely here. There's an old familiar name I haven't seen in a long time. Big up to yourself, sir. Jammy Git is in the house. Haven't read that name in a while. If the results and stats and tactics and in-game management and substitutions don't convince a person, nothing else will. So does that mean you're Ainge out then, I'm assuming? Because the results, I mean, one result goes differently and we're sitting in third. So the results to me haven't been that bad. The stats actually haven't been that bad. We've scored the most goals. We've conceded less goals than we used to. We don't lose games 3-0 like everyone likes to cry about. We actually win games 3-0, 4-0. C'est la vie. So I think the tactics are working. However, the substitutions is where I question things. The in-game management is where I have a few questions. But again, I do trust my manager to get it correct, whether I have questions or not, or anyone has questions or not. There's a reason why Ainge is where he is, and there's a reason why I am where I am. But we all have our opinions, and that's what this show is for. That's what this platform is for. So, Jamie, if you were one of the people who said Ainge out, and I'm going to pull up, the link is in the chat. Did I pin it? Let me make sure I pinned it. I'll just drop it in that bitch again. Hey, there you go. I highly encourage you to jump on in there, my good sir. Excuse my sailor mouth, but god fucking damn it, I love Ainge. Our matey. You know what? We're going to excuse all of your language because, quite frankly, I really enjoyed the way that sounded.
You must have had a great view of that.
Wow, unbelievable from the back. Yeah.
Unbelievable from the back indeed, Jordan. So thank you so much for that. Steve D, long time knows that. What's going on? Jammy Git, Steve D, everybody pulling up? Or, I mean, well, at least in the chat, y'all ain't been around here in a minute. Been a while. I'm Ainge in and judge at the end of the season. We struggled to get interest after Conte. It'll be harder mid-season. That means Mason till the end of the season. Oh, God. Well, first of all, big up Steve D. Good to see you in the house, and you're still a member. It's been a long time, but you're still a member. I don't know if you've been gifted or if you. I guess there's a way I could look, but I haven't actually been looking at the analytics page too much. But big up to you. You're Ainge in, judge at the end of the season. That's more or less how I feel. We signed him to a 4-year deal, and I always thought it'd be interesting to see what that looks like. You know, trusting a manager for a couple of years and giving him time and money and players, and some of those players, I always say, I don't really think that their ANGE Postecoglou was like, yeah, go get me Timo, yeah, go get me stopgaps. Like, Conte didn't want Longley, Jose didn't want Gedson Fernandez, but alas, that's what our club got them. But apparently for Ainge, since he's unproven like Jose and Conte, apparently all these signings are his. Which I find quite laughable. Which again is why the chat's here. Where is it? There you go. Ainge out, then pull up, or you're scared because there's nothing you could say. I think like Jamie Git said, the results I disagree with. The results haven't been as bad as some people make them out to be. The stats have actually been somewhat decent. So what is it supposed to convince me? That we're doing things right? Okay. Tactics, same thing. In-game management, this is where it gets gray. Substitutions, that's where it gets murky. So, you know, hey, that's what the show's for. Pull up or you're scared. We are still competing in all 3 cups in December. When is the last time we could say that? You know, that's a good point. Technically, we're competing in all 4 because I was just listening to a show. Dan Sava was on there with a guy named Dan and Nige, and they were all saying Ainge out. And I said, we're 3 points, 1 result, one of those poopy games that we had. If they went a different way, we're I mean, and I guess the only rebuttal that I heard was from Sava, where he said, every team can say that. Well, yeah, sure, they can, but it's been such fine margins for me, these wins and these losses and the draws, because we create so many chances, and these players, time and time again, fail to capitalize on them. I love Heung-min Son, but when he's shooting like Timo Werner and we drop points, but that's Ainge. I just don't buy it. So come on, jump on the show. No one's showing up. They said they would in the chat. There, I pinned it. I pinned the chat, or the link to the chat. So no fucking reason. Hater don't want to admit the quad is still on in December. Talk to me, Jordan. You're talking real nice. What's up, Eugene? How you doing? Jonathan. Morning, everyone. Have a blessed day. Let's stay on track today. Jonathan, staying on track is one of them things we strive for, but we don't always quite achieve, because, you know, sometimes when the mood is right, you just got to bust a move.
Walk, spin, 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 spin. Let me see how you walk. Let me see how you walk. Let me see.
There you go. So where's the chat? Big up, Jonathan. And good morning to all the Australians out there. Big up, Jacob. Your hands better be in your pockets, mate, or I'm leaving the stream. Hands in pockets. I got my hands in my pockets. Talk about some hands in pockets, baby. I think I'm making good time. Hope you're making good time today. Only Ainge outers to pull up. I mean, that's originally why I started doing this, because I was like, I heard that people who support Ainge are afraid of facts, that people who support Ainge are delusional. They're afraid to have these discussions. So I just, you know, like a Girl Scout cookie outside of Walmart, just sit here. What's up? Who the fuck gonna pull up? You know, first episode I did this, I believe I was wearing a baklava. A baklava. A baklava, that's a dessert. A baklava is like a ski mask. And I was like, maybe that scared everyone away. And then the next time I did it, I think I was wearing a wife beater. So then I was like, maybe that scared people away. Today I'm just wearing a hoodie. Just a hoodie. A black hoodie with a fork and a knife and a camera. Because I like to eat and I like to film things. So, Eugene, you can pull up if you want. I put the link out there. Where, hands in the pockets or what? Who's got their hands in their pockets tonight, baby? Evening, Jacob and chat. I'm Ainge in all the way. Oh, all the way? All the way, you say? I can't say I disagree. But big up, Elvis. Good to see you in the house, my friend. We need to back Ainge properly. Too many flip-flops, changing opinion game to game. Well, you know, what is the old saying for detectives or crime shows where, like, new evidence has been brought to light? When there's new evidence, I think it's okay to assess. However, I don't really flip-flop like that personally. Like I support Ainge. I think he is the right man for the job. I've always seen him as this transitional manager who's going to take us from the slums and into a different land. And it's not going to be glorious, beautiful. Like, we're all going to have poop in our butts because we're not going to have a toilet during this journey. And we're not going to have toilet paper. But that's okay because ANGE will lead us through the metaphorical poopy desert. And we will get through it together. ANGE will hold our hands, and there's going to be a lot of kids in the backseat kicking, Daddy, are we there yet? Daddy, are we there yet? And no, we're not there yet. So just hang tight. Papa Postecoglou, he's driving the car. So just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the scenery rather than thinking about the poopy butts that we all have.
ANGE Postecoglou.
All right. Did you hear that?
ANGE Postecoglou.
All right. Just want to make sure in case you didn't. But Elvis, I know you heard it. So what are we talking about? Big up Bobby K. Big up Jacob and everyone in the chat. Big up to you, Bobby K. Hopefully you are well. I just got a notification from YouTube that we met our goal. Our goal is achieved, and our goal was 1 super chat, and it's from Gen Pop Killer. ANGE in. What a beautiful. Come on now. ANGE in. And the goal was an ANGE meme. Or excuse me, an ANGE clip. We're going to pull up with the ANGE if you want to pull up with it. Yes, sir. Big up Gen Pop Killer becoming a sponsor tonight of the channel. I appreciate that. And if you want to sponsor the channel without spending $1, you can just like, subscribe, and share. Make this number go up and make the likes go up. All that stuff does very well for the channel. That's ways you can sponsor without actually spending $1. But Gen Pop Killer, thank you so much for your $4.99 spent to just say a beautiful message. A message I think balloons are required for, which is ANGE in. ANGE in all the way, baby. ANGE in all the way. There's the link again. You're ANGE out. But why? But why though? Talk to me. Quote, I'm ANGE out and I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, fucking right, they'll pull up. I mean, let's see what the poll is at. 19% of 48 votes is ANGE out and they're gonna pull up. Well, the link has been out there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Where are they at? Where they at, though? There's a song. I can't remember. Maybe I was in high school or middle school at the time. It was, where they at, though? Where they at, though? People talking all this and that, but where they at, though? Was it T.I.? I don't know. For some reason, the beat that comes to my head is that You Don't Know Me by T.I., but it was something like that. Where are they at? Where are they at? Where they at, though? Where they at, though? Big up Steve D. Big up Jacob. I'm ANGE in until I'm not. There you go, baby. And can't no one make you feel any different unless you want them to. How about that? Big up Wilson T. Putting the tea in the water. That didn't make sense. Has any football fan ever been 100% satisfied with substitutions? No. I think it's always a fun thing for fans to do to say, oh, well, I would have done this or I would have done that. But, you know, what are you going to do? Everyone's got an opinion, like a poopy butt. Everyone's got their own poopy butt. Human being, we are in the same position as Klopp's Liverpool were in the beginning. Good point there, human being. So where are they at, though? Come on now. No Show says, big up United Spurs from Devon. Big up to Devon. And your name may be No Show, but you definitely showed up today. So how you doing? Says ANGE in. I do like to see that. Harsh Patel says, as a neutral fan, for those wanting ANGE out, must be very delusional. You have honestly improved so much compared to last year. Harsh Patel, this is what I find very interesting. Like, I always hear all this and that about, you know, Spurs fans, certain groups of Spurs fans all say, oh, well, ANGE out because he doesn't have a clue. What was another word on the analyst? Sensible is what I heard. They said sensible. They said, we need a sensible manager who knows how to set us up. You know, a sensible manager who knows how to set us up. And I agree. And I think Ainge is a sensible manager who knows how to set us up. I'll be honest. That's my opinion. Ainge outers, when Jacob exposed walk right out the door like a scorned lover of sorts. Because I swear, I'm here. I'm really here. They don't want to hear it, though. They really don't want to hear it.
I surrender.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly what Celine Dion said. Ainge is the truth. Ainge is the truth. Come on now. I'm Ainge in, but good Lord, I'd like for him to actually use Spence, especially when Poro and Udogie are clearly exhausted. I think Spence is just now getting fit and coming back, but I agree, steady as shark. These are the things that I find it's fine, and I actually criticize. It's so, like, you can be Ainge in and then say, I don't like that he does this. You can be Ainge in and say that I think he should have done X, Y, and Z differently. Like, why can't you? I always think there's times in games where I'm like, man, I'd really like to see a sub. And there was another time, I think it was Villa or West Ham, I can't remember. It might have been Villa, where we were struggling in the midfield. And then I think Sarr got hurt, or Timo Werner got hurt and he brought on Sarr, or vice versa. And it was like an injury substitution that was forced rather than him doing it. I mean, granted, it was the right sub to make in that moment, but if he didn't get hurt, who knows how much longer until he waited to make that sub. Like, these are all fine criticisms. They're all good. But I love Ainge, and I'm Ainge in, baby. Hands in the pockets. I'm fucking proud to be hands in my pocket. In a coma, in a pocket is in a coma pocket. Or I guess in a pocket made more sense. But you know what? It's all about doing what feels right for you, you know? I got a hand in my pocket right now. Got my hands in my pocket. Another one. Singing. What's that song? Y'all know the song I'm talking about. All right, man. Y'all know the song I'm talking about. Because I've got one hand in my pocket. Another one. Something. I suck at lyrics. I'll be so honest. When I hear a song and if I don't know what they're saying and I have to interpret, I always fuck it up. For some reason, my brain's fucked up like that. At him, they don't rate our players. Solanke is shit, Johnson is shit, Timo is shit, and so on and so on. But at the same time, we should be battering Fulham. Seems a bit hypocritical to me. Ed M. So, Ed, what you're saying is...
I'm just a fucking kid, and I got a big ass head. I'm always crying, I'm Caillou. I cry every fucking day when I don't get my way. Would you like to play? Cause I'm Caillou. I don't give a fuck about what you say. So mommy...
Yeah. Big up, Ed. Ainge is building a foundation using young players. It takes years doing it this way. Tottenham don't buy $100 million players. When is the last time that we bought a $100 million player? Solanke is the closest thing. Before that, like Ndombele, Davinson Sanchez. Davinson Sanchez was a record signing at one point, if we forgot. 45 million or something like that. He was a record. Which that was very nice. I'll be honest. Very nice. And now he's at Galatasaray. And they cooked us. They absolutely sauteed us. My son. Oh, side note. Something I'm thankful for today. My daughter is crawling now. She's wearing her little Tottenham shirt. It was the shirt from like when our home shirt, the 2020 home shirt. The white one, I've got the same one. I bought it for my son when my wife was pregnant, and then I gave it to my daughter, obviously, because she can fit in it. And she's crawling around today in her Tottenham shirt. So, you know, if you ever watched this, sweetheart, Daddy's real proud of you. All right? Daddy's super proud of you. You're crawling. I got so much love for you, but I'm assuming you're not going to watch this fucking random ass video. How do you feel about ANGE Postecoglou, Athena? Who in the fuck? When is she going to care? Bro, she's going to be like grown up and be like, who the fuck is ANGE Postecoglou? But hopefully not, because if he leaves a legacy, hey, she's gonna remember him like people remember, Alex Ferguson and Cruyff and them lot. Oh, hello, Sava, with a very generous donation. Big up, Sava. Says, big up, Jacob. You know my opinion. No point me coming on. Keep up the graft. It's okay for us all to have different opinions. Big up, Sava. Very spot on. And thank you very much for your very kind donation. If I had a soundboard or something, I'd be like, yeah, with a little hand clapping. But maybe some balloons will work. So thank you so much for that. I do know your opinion. And I was trying to remember some of the things that y'all were talking about over there on Danalist, the show Danalist, Nige show with the Danalist. I'm fucking it up. But look, people know how Sava feel. People know how I feel. Sava and I talk extensively behind the scenes. And when I hear him talking about Tottenham, I'm like, oh, I got to disagree with you there, buddy. Oh, I got to disagree. And we disagree on a lot of different aspects. But one thing I will say is this. Doesn't matter how you feel about anything right now, because if it's Ainge, if it's the next guy, whoever can win us that motherfucking next trophy, and then the one after that, and hopefully another one, 3, I'm hoping for 3 at some point. And whether it's Ainge or the next guy, all of us are going to be showing our armpits. And I hope that I get to meet every single one of you, because when that happens, I might have to get a credit card and just put a fucking trip to London on it, because fuck it, I gotta go show my armpits to the UK. And you'll never be the same after that. I'm warning you, Britain. But look, yeah, man, you're always welcome to jump on though. I kind of got lost in the armpit talk because I just started daydreaming. Where's about the Ainge tat? How I'm gonna get it? I'm going to get an Ainge tat. I'm going to get a sunny one with lifting the trophy. Shit, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a good time. And I just hope it can be Ainge, because if it's Ainge, that means the sooner that it's going to happen. But it's okay to think that Ainge is incapable of it. I think that Ainge would also be okay with everyone being critical and harsh and on his neck. I think Ainge would be absolutely fine with it. You want to know why? Because he's always said that it is... like, you should hold him to the fire. You should critique him. You should do all these things that people like Sava do. So that's why it doesn't, like, upset me when he has a go at Ainge. Because it's like, Ainge has said, do that. I'm going to stand in front of these players and take the brunt of it. So people like Sava, or I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but, people that want to say, oh, these are Ainge players. And yes, he did stand up in front of him like a valiant winter soldier of sorts, and is willing to take these shots. However, like, I just know the way this club has treated the special one, who's like the actual, in my opinion, like the GOAT of managing since I've been watching the sport, is Jose Mourinho. And look what we did to that poor guy. He got us to our last final, and we sacked him 5 days before. 6 days is what I'm told, but I remember it as 5 days. But they say it's 6. Just look, there's always different ways to go about it. But at the end of the day, I know we all want the same thing, which is that beautiful, succulent Chinese meal at the end of that table. And the sooner we can all get our hands on that succulent Chinese meal, I think the better everyone will feel about everything. And, oh, how sweet it will be. But thank you so much, Sava. Big up to you. And big up Elvis G. With the 10. Well, look at this. We're getting some generous donations. Do I need to play a clip? I don't know. But thank you so much. Elvis says it's better to back the manager and have him fail than to not back him and he succeeds. We all need to do our bit to support our team. Big up Elvis G for the generous donation as well and becoming a sponsor tonight. Now, this is a relative term, I would say. The it's better to back a manager, or it's better to do this. Like, Sava thinks his way is better. I think my way is better. Elvis thinks Elvis's way is better, and it's all relative to us and our situation. So for me, like, while I agree, I may be of the type that is like, hey, I'm gonna back the manager. Like, I back Conte. I still got the Zapur. Thinking about you, buddy. Get better. Much love. Dubs in the chat for Zapur. He's in the chat today, but he's good. Big up Chris Peters for reminding me to he's like, I didn't see Zapur in the Discord. I was like, you know what? I didn't see Zapur in the Discord either. So big up Zapur. Get well soon, buddy. But I still got this Conte thing because I backed him. I backed Jose. I fucking backed Nuno. But I wasn't upset when we sacked Nuno, I'll be honest. I was not upset in the slightest. However, he did win a manager of the month, and then he got sacked the next month. So it's kind of funny in that way. But, you know, what people want or what people think is better, it's all relative. To me, Elvis, I'm of the same mindset. I'd back a manager rather in the hopes that he succeeds. And I've been a good voice, or he's not watching, but, you know, if the football gods are listening, they know that I've been, hey, I love you, buddy. You got this. Until I feel like I can't any longer. And everyone has a certain point where they feel like they can't any longer. And I think that's important to remember because it's, like I say, that's a very, I'm going to start bringing that term. It's all relative. It's all relative to you and to different people. So I love the diversity. I love being able to like an adult, talk about things and discuss, you know, our differences and opinions. And I try to just remember one thing first, which is it's just football opinions at the end of the day. It's just how, like, I've seen people get death threats. I've gotten fucking, bro, people have messaged my wife shit because of what? Because I like Ainge? I don't understand. So, you know, let's all just fucking, I try to understand. I always try to put my shoes on, take them off, put on their shoes, put those on, walk around, take them off. Who else got some shoes? I'll put those shoes on. And I can only speak on how my shoes feel. And everyone's going to have different tastes on what works for their feet better. I think I'm rambling in circles here. But thank you so much, Elvis G and Sava and Jim Pop Killer for those super chats. I'm going to see if I say hello to the chat. Look, there's 94 people here in the house. There's no one here. There's no one has pulled up to debate me. No one wants to pull up to debate me. I don't mind facts. I like facts. You want to bring facts? Facts are cool. What is this? What do you think about the Jerry Jones news? What is the Jerry Jones news? I'm not sure. Big up Shoshi. Good to see you. But big up William E. I don't know what the Jerry Jones news is. Rasmus says Jerry Jones in. Anyone saying Jerry Jones in is crazy. Big up Quincy B. How you doing? Quincy. Big up Quincy. I'm not too sure if he's the right man for the job. I'm willing to give him time, but many fans won't. Big up Patty Hartnett. Look, you can only speak on how you feel, right? And if you don't like what you're seeing, why can't you speak on it? I think you're allowed to. I like what I see, though. We beat Man City 4-0. We stomp on Unai Emery. I heard good evening was scintillating. Not very scintillating versus Ainge. You know, a lot of the other things, too, we've won in different ways. We've absolutely won in different ways. Big up said, you like that Ainge meme, do you? Correct my math if I'm wrong, but 19% of 48 people is 9.12 people. Where you at? All right, 76 votes in the poll. 14% say Ainge out, and I'm going to pull up. But they have not. But they said they will. 71% says I'm Ainge in, and I'm proud to say it. Yes, I'm Ainge. I'm anking for an Angin. Angin for an Ankin? Jonathan, maybe the Ainge outers can't walk for 3 days, but hey, Jonathan, you're a member, and I see what you did there, so you know what it is. This is me begging anyone, join the show. Join the show, debate me. Debate me right now.
Just let me eat you one time. Just let me eat you one time, and I guarantee you're gonna ask me to stay to your house. You're going to sleep for 3 days, my baby. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make you cry.
How you going to show us?
Ay, ay, ay.
I'm going to make you cry. Ay, ay, ay. I'm not going to make anyone cry. I genuinely don't think I have that power. But that's fun. Big up, Jonathan. You like the ay, ay, ay. Yes, sir. They're too The too big of cowards to even mark the I'm scared option. I did put the look 3%. To be fair, Zapur, 3% have said I'm Ainge out and I'm scared to pull up. So respect to them, because it's okay to not want to pull up. It could be intimidating, but I tried to not look intimidating. I'm not like wearing a tank top. I'm not wearing a ski mask. I don't know. Big up James Joyce. Big up Jacob. Let's do some deep diving on Google Maps. Glad to see I'm not the only one who can go for hours. James Joris, I was just trying to figure out what the hell was a Tamsworth, a Tramworth, whatever it is. And then I find out they're talking shit on my club. Shout out Deji. But they're talking shit on my club. But where they at though? All that comes to mind is a thrift store by Macklemore. I got $20 in my pocket. No, it's like I got one hand in my pocket and another one smoking a cigarette. Is that what I don't think that's how it goes. I don't know, but you might be. Alanis Morissette. Yes. I think that's right. Big up Jacob. You must be Jason Bournemouth. You want this to uphold so that way we lose versus Chelsea. But look, there's also something I say that Sava and I disagree a lot about Tottenham, but I will agree wholeheartedly about this. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to predict a Tottenham scoreline, a Tottenham match. I don't know how I'm supposed to predict it going, because there was something I heard, him say before is, first half we're Jekyll, the second half we're Hyde, and I don't know which one's good or bad. And really, when Tottenham comes, the first half could be good, the second half could be bad. It could be the first half bad, the second half good. It could be flip, switch, Missy Elliott flipped and reversed. I don't know. But all I hope is that we fucking everybody wants a little consistency. Consistency rhymes with talk to me nicely for a reason. All right? Talk to me nicely with a little bit of consistency. Well, it actually doesn't rhyme as well as I thought, but I'm sure some talented musician could make them rhyme. I actually haven't seen the We Are Tottenham TV debate. I mean, if no one joins, maybe we just watch that and then I'll fucking comment on it. I don't know. But I would like to talk about it. Maybe that's what we should do. If no one fucking this is a fucking call-in, people. This is a fucking debate me. Debate me. Who's gonna debate me? No one want to debate me, man. Adorable. Big up to the little one. Yeah, man. Honestly, so honestly, it made my day. Like, I was having a pretty rough day this morning because of her. Ironically, because of the little Machani Machino, Athena Muchuku, my baby girl. She was, babies are tired, but they're like, I don't want to go to sleep. Wee, wee, like, crying, wee, wee. Eventually she did fall asleep, but yeah, man, she started crawling around. Fucking A. And she skedaddles. She's like a little arm, like a little, and she's tiny. Well, she's not tiny. She's actually big for her age, but she's like this big. And she's just like, it's something to behold. Also, you know what? Maybe they're scared because they knew I was going to whip out the kangaroo. Maybe that's why they're afraid to come debate me. Debate me. I've got kangaroos in my house, in my soul, and in my heart. All right. The abuse, bro, Sava. People love directing a lot of things at you. Which abuse is, no one should be abused for their football opinions of all things. Ainge got one hand in his pocket and the other one in his pocket. Yes. I need to meme this. I need to get a 5-second of that, and hopefully I don't get copyrighted for it. And have him with his hands in his pockets and then doing the suck it sign. Remember the versus Roma when he's like, you gotta suck it, pass the ball and suck it. I want that meme. I need to get to work on some editing, man. Your daughter gonna switch like Sol Campbell, big up Yaku. Okay, James Bond, look, don't ever mention my daughter with this name. This, man. Where's the clip? Where's my clip for you?
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. Hey, you are a horrible fighter, man. You never gonna get the fight, man. You are.
But big up to you, James Bond. James Bond. Big up to you. If Ainge wins Carabao Cup, Spurs will build a statue, and your daughter will know. Hey, well, I don't know if we'll build a statue because Bill, the gates. Oh, I'm gonna type. I have a guest in the bag. Do you mind just flashing me your camera real quick so I know you're a real person, Quincy B, in the back? You don't have to have your camera on, just so I know like you're a real person. And while I wait for you to do that, big up Sava again with another super chat. Says peace out, man. Long day of streaming. Good night. Big up Sava. Dubs in the chat for you, buddy. Every time. Keep up the good work. Stay strong. What do they say? The wind blows strongest at the top of the mountain. Isn't that what they say? Well, that's what I said last year when we were top of the league. No problem. Yeah, just let me see your face real quick and then I'll bring you on. But I'm assuming you don't even have it. You don't want to even say Ainge out because it sounds like you were agreeing with me in the chat. If you're the same Quincy from the chat. Where was I in the chat? Big up Sava though. Good night, my friend, and take care of yourself. Don't let the shitteries get to you too much. There we go. Hello, Quincy. You don't have to keep your camera on if you don't want to. But I'm gonna bring you on because we've got Quincy B. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, my man?
Good to see you. So first of all, entry question, how are you living? Are you blessed? Are you stressed? And second question, are you Ainge in or you Ainge out?
I'm Ange indifferent, I guess would be my position.
Did you vote in the poll? Good. This is a democracy.
Yeah,
However, I am going to say, let me see what you voted, buddy.
You can have a look.
What did you vote? Ainge, it doesn't matter?
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think we got to roll with it. I think that's ultimately where we are as a team. We're not I think a lot of the discussions that have been had by various fans have been around, whether we can get Pep as our next manager. And it's like, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. What are you talking about?
That's, I would say this because viewing what happened with United most recently last year, Manchester United's there was an argument that one of my friends, Staffy, made, which was just because we don't know what the next option should be or will be doesn't mean we shouldn't cut our ties and pursue that option. However, I don't think that that's what we should do with Ainge because I don't think we're there yet, but clearly some people are. So I'm of the mindset like it doesn't matter who the replacement might or might not be because I agree with you. It's not going to be Pep. It's not going to be. We couldn't even get Arne Slot away from Feyenoord last year. So, well, I don't know. To me, it's going to be fucking 6 months of Ryan Mason, and then probably, take your draw of the hat. Maybe Areola from Bournemouth, I guess would be a good shout. He likes to work with not a lot of leeway in the budget, so to speak. I just don't know. But go ahead.
He could do that. There's a lot of different things at play, I think. One of the big things that bugs me is that nobody talks about the fact that there is a massive rebuild happening at Tottenham right now.
When do you think that it started?
The end of last season. Bringing in the likes of Bergvall, I've forgotten his name, but the Korean guy that's joining us in January.
Yang Min Yuk.
Yes. you know, these are all gambles, and these are gambles that every manager will take in any professional football team. And we're going for it. And you know, there's a bit of a fear that if Ange doesn't get the best out of them, then it's going to be up to someone else to do it. And I think the reason why I'm kind of Ange indifferent is that, you know, Ange isn't like entitled to win, and he's made a rod for his own back in a way where he said, "Oh, I always win in my second season," and it's like, mate, come on, you know, what are you actually saying here? You've got a massive rebuild on your hands.
I want to pause there because it sounds like you're of the opinion that him saying that I always win in my second, the quote, I always win in my second year. This is often something that I feel like gets talked about from like, it sounds like you don't want Ainge to be sacked, but you don't like that quote. And there's a lot of people who want Ainge to be sacked and they don't like that quote. I'm of the mindset that I like to apply the context to the situation. I've worked in the media, sports media specifically, for two multi-billion franchises. And I know in those pressure cooker situations before games, after games specifically, is when you're in, first of all, you're in close quarters. So it's physically a little uncomfortable. And you've got one guy with a fucking, he's like this with a camera lens right in your face, just like... And then there's another guy who's like, hey, so, you know, you said that you usually win in your second year, but Tottenham never wins. So, like, are you going to win anything? And he's like, I don't usually win. I've always won in my second year. That's all he said. So he was answering a question. And then he was also clarifying the point of that he doesn't usually win in his second year. He always wins in his second year. So by him saying that was not saying, I'm for sure going to go win this year. Yes, I'm winning the Premier League this year. I don't think any sane human legitimately sat there and was like, yeah, Tottenham can win the league this year. If there's any, you know, other than just like dreaming, because I love to dream too. I love to dream that we're going to win that Premier League. I dream of the lily white tassels hanging off that Premier League trophy. I dream of that shit. But when you fucking get Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson and Son as my front three, that is clearly the worst out of all big six. Look at the top six. Like, that's one of the worst front threes. And to me, you know, there was like, I almost digress, but I'm glad I have someone to talk to because it like helps me to stay on point.
I'm glad
Ainge quote specifically. Like him saying I always win in my second year, that's like him again answering a question, and secondly correcting the guy asking. Whoever asked that question, he should be a fucking millionaire based off of how many times that quote that he got was used, because I'm sure he's drinking cappuccinos and macchiatos like a king.
I get where you're coming from, but can you also see where I'm coming from, where he's kind of made a rod for his own back for people who are Ange out?
I do hear it. So I always say I can understand why you would be upset about that, but that's why I always like to say, like, there's things that upset me, right? Like, I come home from work and the dishes aren't done. That's going to be upsetting. But if I apply the context of my wife has been with both the kids all day and she's made dinner and she just hasn't cleaned the dishes, no, you know, now I'm not mad about a dirty sink. So it's like, I apply context to every situation. I think it's important to consistently apply some kind of contextual layer rather than just saying, because it's easy for me to just say, dishes aren't done, I'm mad. You win in your second year, I'm mad because we're definitely not winning this year. Like, it's just a simplistic correlation, in my opinion. It's a very easy way to blame shit. Oh, we're not doing well? Nah, fucking Ainge. We're not doing well? Conte. We're not doing well in the league? Jose, even though he got us to our last final. He is a special one. I am Jose Mourinho. But I digress. I'm still not over the fucking Jose
was a bit of a
Mourinho
tangent.
thing. Yeah, I'm still not over Jose Mourinho getting sacked, especially before a final.
I was big time. I had a huge problem with that. You know, if you're going to get rid of Pochettino and bring in Mourinho and then not back him, what the hell is going on? You know, that was ridiculous. You know, there's a debate to be had as to whether we should have got rid of Poch and brought in Mourinho at that point. A lot of discussions, but you know, if you take it through to the conclusion, we got rid of Mourinho and brought in Nuno. Would you have got rid of Poch and brought in Nuno?
No. But what I will do is I'm not going to get rid of you, but I'm going to bring in not Nuno. That's not right. He's not the new. I'm going to bring in. I was trying to do a very witty segue, and instead I fucked it up massively. But I hope everything's okay. Last thing I saw, I thought he wouldn't be able to join, but we've got Sava joining us today. Hello, Sava.
Big up, Sava.
Hello, mate. Hello. Yeah, I've got 5 minutes. So
talk to me.
No one. If people are not ringing in to debate you, I'll come on and squash a few things that are being said in the chat about people that don't like Ange, like myself. Just to layer a few roofs, Jacob.
Okay. Well, let's go. Let's. You only got 5 minutes, so I'll let you lead the show with where you wanna talk.
Yeah. Look, I think the key thing is, first and foremost, I think if somebody likes a manager or doesn't, right, it doesn't need to be the be all and end all of that person's personality, right? And I see this a lot, Jacob, where today already it's like, oh my God, you've got no love in your life. You must be depressed. You must hate everything purely because I don't rate a manager. It's absolutely crazy. Then you've got this notion that, somebody in your chat said it there, and I've got nothing against them. They said changing their loser mindset, isn't easy. Somebody else has said that. So I saw a good message. It was basically saying that fans like me are happy when we lose because it proves the narrative right. Jacob, I don't know if anyone on here can ever say they've seen me say I want Spurs to lose a game. Ever. I've never ever seen it. I've never said it. I've not said it at all, and it just gets thrown all the time.
You haven't said it, but there were a couple of streamers who said they wanted us to lose the Man City game.
Yeah, sure. And I'm guessing. I'm guessing, Quincy.
I'm guessing what that's about.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that wouldn't just be strictly to YouTube, right? I'm guessing there was probably a number of fans that, because of the Arsenal thing, didn't want Arsenal winning the league. I get that, right? I get it. I didn't say it. My whole point back then was I don't think it matters what my stance is. I think that Man City are going to beat us, and they did, and they went on to win the league. But it's just all these things that are thrown because you've got one opinion. It means you must be X, Y, Z as well, and I don't think it has to be.
Yeah, and that's why I think it goes both ways. Like I was just trying to quickly scroll through the chat, and I see you getting pelters. Like, what does Sava's opinion have to do with pints or no pints? Fuck the pints. What's his opinion? Pints or no pints? What's his opinion? And like this person, Ade Esfasir, always be saying weird shit about me in other chats. These ANGE worshipping happy clappers are fucking weird, man. What I find weird is faceless accounts with no name shooting shots that you clearly your ass can't catch that check that you trying to write because you ain't pulling up. You're a pussy. So don't be a little bitch in the chat. Talk all your bullshit. Call me an ANGE worshipping happy clapper. I'm neither one of those things. I am a happy person individual. I have a very blessed life, as does Sava. And so when people mistake his footballing opinions for being negative, you got to take into account there's a human being. And I hope you hop on the panel, you little pussy, and show me your fucking face. I bet you're bald. Anyway, I digress. But big up to everybody in the chat.
that.
There's the link.
Sorry. Look, from my point of view, Jacob, look, right? I just feel like, you know, I was on We Are Tottenham TV earlier, and the number of things that I see in the chat written
I
about
saw the
me,
thumbnail and I put save for later. I'm gonna listen to that while I'm at work tonight.
Go on and watch it.
I watched it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good debate.
Yeah, do you know what? I enjoyed it. Listen, they get heated. That's fine. But what I think is funny is, again, it's all of the people that like my opinion will say, oh, he's a really good guy, Sava. I like Sava. And all the people that hate my opinion, oh, he's a horrible guy. He's horrible. He's a bully. And it's like, whoa. It's like, whoa. Why can't it just be so-and-so's a good guy, doesn't like a football manager? Like, why can't it be so-and-so's a good guy and does like a football manager? What? I don't know why everyone needs to be labeled as something terrible because of their football opinion. Listen, Jacob, I've come on your channel before. I've gone on other channels before. I said it's down We Are Tottenham TV. If Ange proves me wrong, the worst thing that happens in my life is I'm wrong and Spurs are doing really well. That's a good thing. If I'm right, the worst thing that happens is I'm right and we have another football manager and we go again and we have all these debates and rows about the next bloke. Right. So I just think everyone needs to just calm down. Just
I agree. I think on both sides, a little bit of room temp water to either settle you down or cool you off. Because it is
if
quite.
you don't mind, can I come in?
Yeah, of course, Quincy.
Because you know, I watch a lot of Spurs content. I've never joined in before other than typing.
Is this your first call in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Never called into a show before. But I remember watching Sava talking. I can't remember who it was with, but you know, it's talking about the progression of Tottenham and what is actually happening at Tottenham. And you were saying, you know, I don't know if this is a rebuild or not. It was something that just kind of stuck in my memory.
I don't think it's a rebuild in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, but yeah.
When you look at all the players that have been gotten rid of, that's a huge amount off the wage bill, and that's then been reinvested in lots of youth players. Now, that's something I don't particularly agree with. I don't think that's necessarily the right way to go. We need people with experience who can dominate their positions. Sometimes it pays off. Absolutely, it pays off. I mean, Kulu is a perfect example. But there is no doubt in my mind, this is a big rebuild.
This is where we differ.
Right. Cool.
Respectfully, it's where we differ. A rebuild for me isn't just buying loads of 18-year-olds that sit on the bench and never play. A rebuild is if we went out and bought 3 or 4, 5 first-team players that come straight into the 11 and we go, look, we're building a team. We've got a new team. What we're doing now, from my point of view, is we're doing what Tottenham have done this before. This isn't on Ange, by the way. This isn't on Ange. Not every football conversation needs to be about Ange Postecoglou. I feel like if I had £1 for every time the word Ange is said a day, I'd be minted.
Me too. How many times I say it? Or those stickers on WhatsApp? I have a lot of those.
If I had £1 for every time my neighbours said it, I'm not even a streamer. If I,
For me, I think the key thing here is Spurs have always done this, Quincy. Right? Like, I'm not teaching everyone. I'm not teaching everyone psychics. Everyone knows this. What we've always done is always bought lots of young players. We've done that for decades. This isn't new. Problem is we're not doing the bit in the middle. And like somebody said to me, Sava, that's win now. Listen, when people say the term win now, I don't actually ever understand what that means. Win now is something the big clubs can do. Win now is what you would expect Man City to go again when they buy in the summer and buy 3 or 4 top players. I expect them to win now. That's what they do. Liverpool will win now, right? City will win now. Tottenham Tottenham are not win now, but for me, if you're going to have a rebuild, first of all, the word rebuild has never made sense to me because I don't think we've built. And what I mean by that is it's not like we're coming. Again, I use Man City as the benchmark because they're a team that are top of the league now, having a bit of a downturn. They will need to rebuild to get back to where they were. Spurs, for me, it's not a rebuild because we're not actually rebuilding to anywhere. If we're going to build, sure, but you can't just build by buying loads of 18-year-olds that sit on the bench, don't play in the Premier League, and then we go, but it's a project. He's got the same team as last year.
Could it still be a project, but just a shitty one? Like I've done a lot of school projects where I fucked it up and it was shit. So it's like because I want to blame a little bit Lange and Scott Munn because since they've been brought in, it's been a lot of questionable things. And there is a piece though that I do agree with. Like this isn't the first time that we've done this to a manager. It feels like every summer we're 3 players short by the end of the window where we're like 3 more players and we would have been able to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, so that's where I'm a little bit in the middle because Quincy, one of the first things you said was that you believe we are in a rebuild. Sava doesn't think it's a rebuild. I'm reluctant to believe it's a rebuild because I haven't seen an actual rebuild of kind of like what Sava is saying and one that I think would actually be effective because I think you need a splash of old, a splash of new, and a splash of young. And we've done some of that except for the splash of old. We just got old players that have been here for a minute, like Son, Davies, Kuti, and Timo. But that's not, I mean, I know Ainge tried to prop him up with the fact that he's won a Champions League, but
I mean, to be fair, in the first season that Timo was there, if you got the assist for an own goal, he would have had quite a high number of assists.
Quincy, can I ask you a question?
Of course,
again, I'm not a massive fan of these words that get thrown around, right? Like rebuild, project, process. I'm not a big fan because purely.
So this is something that I wanted to come in on a little bit earlier. The reason I say that it's a rebuild is because Mourinho and Conte were both very, very defensive style coaches, and Ange is the polar opposite. And so we are redeveloping, I guess, rather than rebuilding, redeveloping the squad around this kind of attacking style. That's what I'm seeing. You know, it's the seeing eye test. The first season he came in, I saw the intent. This season, sometimes I see an improvement, and then other games I'm like, what the hell are you lot doing?
Yeah. Can I?
You know,
look, I don't disagree with you to a point. I just think maybe it's 30 to 40 years of being scarred by processes and rebuilds and projects that. And the thing is, I think what a lot of the younger, not you guys, but I think what a lot of the younger fans have got to understand as well is these conversations that we're having now on YouTube. From my perspective, only my perspective. I don't speak for anyone else. I don't claim to be head of a gang, head of a.
Oh, you sure? I thought I was watching Peaky Blinders, and you're one of those Shelby brothers over there in Birmingham.
Oh, I'd love to be one of them, but definitely not my part of the country. I think
I don't know geographically.
These conversations, right, were conversations that some of us fans were having before YouTube, right? Some of these conversations were fans trying to convince us down the pub or at the stadium that this rebuild, you guys are impatient, you wait. And it's the same thing we see every time. And I get it. This time it's people trying to convince me that this time it's different with Ange. And I'm like, yeah, but I heard this with Yo, I heard this with Poch, I heard this with Redknapp, I heard this with... But so...
It's like Boy Who Cried Wolf for you.
Yeah, look, for me as well, I almost think if we were playing in the Premier League and some games he said, you know what, Gray is going to start this game, Lancashire is going to start this game, right? Yeah. Spence is going to start this game, whatever. I might almost be able to look and go, okay, do I want a youth project? No, but you're showing me that you are blending them in and building them for the future. But the problem is he doesn't. And I think when a lot of fans say that it's the youth project, I believe that the club might want that. I don't believe that Ange Postecoglou wants that in any way, shape, or form.
100% with you on
And
that.
I think that's where we're all very. Do you see what I mean, Quincy?
I think the only Ange signing was Solanke.
And Brennan Johnson. I staple both of those to him. Because last year, it was the same thing that he said about Solanke, was that there was other people we wanted, but that was the one I wanted the most. He said that about both of them. So I'm very, very easy on Ainge in regards to how our recruitment has treated him, because I've seen how we treated the special one, Jose Mourinho. I see how we treat the best of the best. So when Ainge, who arguably on his resume, you could say bang average resume, I would say maybe not bang average, but I would say, okay, fair. If you don't think Scotland, Australia, Japan, that's fine. But one thing you cannot dispute is this club has always treated, no matter your pedigree, no matter your resume, has always treated managers a certain way.
So with that in mind, Jacob, if you can look at, and I know this person doesn't like me, but if you look at J Mac's comment at 11:15, right? This is where we differ, right? Not me and you. This is where we differ. It's 11:15 my time. When I hear this is the first time since Poch, this is the first time there's been a clear recruitment plan, right? That we've all just said on this panel, but what is that clear recruitment plan? Because if we're saying that the manager doesn't want to sign the young players, which he clearly didn't because he's not playing them, is there a clear recruitment plan that is in line with what the manager wants to do? And this is the problem with our football club as a whole. I think we all think we know it's a youth project. He wants to win now. He wants that player. He doesn't want this player. But none of it marries up. Do you know what I mean? Forget for 1 minute, let's forget who likes Ange, who doesn't. Because on this page, you've got someone who doesn't, by the way, not personally, but football manager-wise, someone who doesn't, someone who's indifferent, and someone who does, right? But surely we can all agree that this so-called clear recruitment plan that people are talking about, if the clear recruitment plan is to bring in Dominic Solanke and then 4 kids, what is that clear recruitment plan? I don't understand it if that's the case.
I kind of like this comment from Cozy that says it's not a youth project, it's a club project, because I kind of agree with this. We always kind of buy a player that should start for us right now, another one that's a backup potentially in case of injury. We did it to Conte, and I'm thinking like, okay, Richarlison was clearly a backup for Harry Kane. Bissouma was brought in, I thought, for a starter, but then you get your Jed Spences, your Fraser Forsters, and all the rest, and that signals to me the same thing with Jose, the same thing with Ainge even now. Like Lucas Bergvall, no one can convince me that Ainge was like, "Give me Lucas Bergvall."
Apparently, the only one I'm hearing that he did really want out of all the players he's bought, other than Solanke this summer, was Odegaard. Apparently, he did want Odegaard, but he wanted.
We wanted Desiree Dewey. We were linked with Dewey for 3 months before he went to PSG.
Sure,
Can I
he was on the
change
he was on the list along with Neto,
purely
right?
because of Odegaard? Just ever so slightly, because I think we're in the danger of going around in a couple of circles. We're going over the same kind of topics, and I want to bring up a new one. And this is something that really does concern me: is Tottenham injuries. Right? We get players in, they sign for us. They've never had an injury in their previous 2 seasons. And then they get injured. Same thing happened with Solanke. Same thing happened with Vicario. And, people keep on talking about how we got the best facilities and we got the best medical training. Like,
we did sack our medical person last summer, but then it's like the same thing, like what you're saying with Odegaard. Never been injured in his adult life.
Yeah, and I'm verging on the conspiracy area here.
I like this. I like conspiracies.
Where actually, like, our medical staff are almost incentivized to make sure that they find that a player is injured, and they have to sign them off. Like they get some kind of
kick up. Yeah.
Yeah,
like, every paper I sign with your injury.
To this guy for the next 6 months because they're not going to be fit to play, and it really is bugging me in the back of my mind. You know, it's not in the forefront of my mind. I've got too much shit to deal with in real life, right? But in the back of my mind, there's always this thing like, but why us? Why always us?
But the thing is, Quincy, I will say is it's one of those things where, and I do need to jump in 2 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Otherwise I will be getting a divorce. It's one of those things where if you actually look, a lot of other clubs throughout the year also have a hell of a lot of injuries. But because we don't concentrate on those teams, we don't know about them as much. I think the difficult thing here is, again, said in the summer, and this is one of the things we did agree on, Jacob, that you've got to go and buy some. You've got to go and buy some senior pros. We're in 4 competitions. We're in Europe. You can buy the kids.
A number 6 would be nice. Yeah.
But it needs to be. But it needed, for me, it needed to be 3 or 4 senior pros as well as Solanke and 2 or 3 kids if you want to do that. The problem is we went so heavy on one side, and the fact is, you look at it at the weekend, Quincy, when both our first choice strikers are out, Solanke and Richarlison, the way you know he doesn't rate the kids or think they're ready is Lancashire didn't get the start. He preferred to start Timo and move Sonny. And if this was truly a youth project and we were building with the youth, Lancashire would have got his game. But look, I do need to go. I just wanted to come on and show some love because Jacob shows the love in my chat.
Big up, Sava.
The last thing I will say is, by the way, Cozy at 11:20. Big up to him. Just so you know, I've heard from a couple of sources who I know that work in football, and one who works at Spurs, who said that Odegaard was always on the list, no matter whether we got Doué or Neto. That they were going to bring in Odegaard and another winger. The problem was we went for Neto late in the window, and Chelsea came in and just, let's be fair, Chelsea acted like a club that wanted a top player. Chelsea went boom, and we went, oh, there's 30 million and skip. So
with bonuses, that seems to
also was coming in anyway. He's liked him for the last year, and apparently, biggest word in football, right? Apparently, from what I'm being told, is that they asked about Odegaard during January. You know, when they didn't get, we went for the young lad Nusa. Remember that?
Yeah, Antonio, and then he failed his medical because his knee or something.
Right. When we didn't, when we didn't get him, apparently we asked Burnley about Odegaard, but because Burnley were in a relegation battle, they were not going to let him go. So my understanding is it was going to be Doué or Neto and Odegaard. But look, either way, it's not enough. It's not good enough. And for me, I just think we need to make up our minds what we are. For me, my biggest bugbear, and I am going, but my biggest bugbear is if people truly felt that we didn't make good signings in the summer and the squad didn't have enough depth, there's a lot of those people that were predicting we're going to finish second. We're going to win everything. We've got a great squad, and this is what Ange wanted, and it's a youth project. Then when we get the injuries and the kids aren't starting still, we then change our mind to Ange didn't want them. And I just think fans need to find an equilibrium here. For me, I'm not saying he wanted all these kids, but what I do know is that for me, I think he needs to turn around and say, I need senior pros. But what he actually did in the press was say, we didn't want leaders. We want to build them. But look, dudes, much love. Quincy, nice to meet you. Jacob, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you, Sava.
Yeah, big up, Sava.
Play nice. Play nice.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the Football Heritage, whether you agree with him or not. But always keep it football. That's what I try and remind people. Big up, Sava.
It's all about the Spurs, man.
Yeah, and that's at the end of the day. I know we're all going to be celebrating when Ange lifts that trophy, baby, because I can feel it. Now, look, I've been seeing your comments, Mr. Tadares to do. And so first we're happy clappers in an Ange cult. Then your next comment I saw was that you're Ange in, you're not Ange out. And then now you're saying, I think Ange is a shit manager, but willing to give him till the end of his second season to win nothing again. But I've never seen Ange fans FC admit that Ange has done anything wrong. Now, I would think that I'm one of the people who might be in this so-called football club of Ange fans. But I've pointed at plenty of things that he's done wrong. I just don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be, like you. I don't know, but there was a few different points there that Sava brought up, and the youth project and the not, and like I feel like sometimes that whole narrative of the youth project, that was kind of like what we've been wanting since Jose, right? We're like, someone play the kids, these poor kids, they don't have a pathway. That's what I've been, Nani Madueke left us because there was no pathway. And it was players like that. And I've complained about every player that's left. I was a wham on Twitter every time the Dylan Markandays left and these other players. So
it's always a gamble.
But there was the fans that said a youth project. I don't remember anyone at the club saying this is going to be a youth project.
No. And I think that
I need to turn on my light 1 second. It's getting dark, but I can hear you.
Yeah. I think for a lot of people, it took people quite by surprise how many youth players were actually signed.
I mean, Ashley Phillips, was that an ANGE Postecoglou signing?
Not sure.
Bro, there's no way. There's no. Hang on, this can't be true. Is Jerry Jones in London? No fucking way, bro.
Wait, what? Really?
Jerry Jones, Tottenham. It is a subject. Hang on, let's. Here you go. I pulled it up. On second thought, Jerry Jones buying Tottenham Hotspur. Jerry Jones buys... Bro, there's no way. Per sources, Jerry Jones' private jet and yacht are in London to potentially purchase Tottenham Hotspur plus credit. What? No fucking way. There's no fucking way. There's no way. He's been...
That's quite astounding. And I think when it comes to an American football owner taking over Tottenham Hotspur, that's where I am no longer qualified to be able to entertain this conversation.
People are gonna fucking hate me. People are gonna hate me so much if Jerry Jones, because I'm from down. I used to work for Jerry Jones.
Oh man. Oh.
Well, when I mentioned one of those sports franchises, that I'm not gonna lie, he's part of the reason why I fell out of love with that fucking team, Dallas Cowboys. Anyway, bro. There was an old phrase of better the devil you know than the one you don't. If Jerry Jones buys Tottenham, y'all, we are cooked. We are so cooked, y'all. Like, I mean, to be fair, what he's done is like there, and people didn't want to have this conversation with me when I was trying to say it. Like, the correlations of Jerry Jones and Dallas Cowboys are very similar to the correlations of Enoch Group in Tottenham. Because Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys for around $250 million back in the 80s, and he's turned it into $10+ billion.
If you don't mind, this is where you are way more qualified to talk about this kind of thing, and I'm going to bow out. So,
well, Quincy, thank you for joining. Yeah, man, thanks for joining.
Absolute pleasure, my man. And
hey,
yeah, maybe
what a debut! What a debut!
Yeah. I'll join you again in the future, maybe.
Yeah, hey man, it's always there. Big up, nice to. I always like putting a face to a name, so when I see Quincy B in the chat, I'm already gonna know who I'm talking to.
There you go.
Big up, man.
Right.
Have a great rest of your night. Stay blessed.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Holy shit, though, Jerry Jones, is it you? This can't be real, bro. This. Is he a Holocaust denier? I don't know that he's a Holocaust denier. Bro, no way. I'm about to, like... What? Jerry Jones, dude? Oh, this is doing my head in, I cannot lie. I ran so far from this man, but like Michael Myers is just... There's no outrunning it. Like, I don't even know where to begin. I'm supposed to be talking about Tottenham, and there's no way Jerry out here, bro. He's really here in London, his yacht and everything. Bro, what? I'm going to put that in the title. My big up Fifth Elemento. You're scared to pull up? I bet you are. I bet you are. Jerry Jones? Could. Jerry Jones. By Tottenham Hotspur? Question mark? I'm trying to do this thing, and it's really annoying the way that this thing wants you to like do labels and on the titles and stuff, but wow, you fucking piece of bacon. Fifth Elemento, you're not a member anymore, but that's okay. I'm still gonna play the clip because fucking A, I do love it.
What the fuck was that about, huh? What's up, you fat pig? What, you don't see where you're fucking going?
I wasn't even driving.
Don't shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of bacon!
Why'd I get picked up?
Oh, this news has really punched me right in the balls. Like, didn't Cowboys win 2 Super Bowls back to back? No, we won. Yeah, so 3 and 4 years. His first year's in charge. 3 and 4 years. I mean, I could give you. Y'all want the history? Any quick backstory about this dude? I'm today years old hearing about him. Yeah, Jordan. All right. Hey, what's up, Spacebar? All right. I'm getting my wits with that about me. It's just like, this is a whole life I left behind. Bro, look. Like, if you don't believe me that I used to work for this motherfucker, here you go. People try to say, Jacob, you didn't work for that motherfucker. Bro, who the fuck you think that is? Who the fuck? That's fucking Dallas Cowboys. All right? Look, there I am again. So, this is a whole photo album of me working at Tottenham that the beautiful photographer made for the media department. All right? I don't know if there's a picture of me and Jerry in here, but fucking A. Oh, man, these are some good memories. I mean, we didn't win shit, but this was our year, boy. This was our year, boy. This was our year. Hey, look, and guess what else is in this book? London. They played in London, mate. You remember that one, mate? Yes, sir. Uh-huh. What else we got here? Shit, I could do this all day. I got a whole chest over here full of fucking cowboy shit. I could tell you the whole history about Jerry Jones, but goddamn it, I don't want to. I thought I was getting away. Oh, there's a Thanksgiving game. How beautiful. Oh, how sweet. No, Jason Garrett. Oh, how sweet. There you go. And that was just 1 year. That was 2014. See? 2014. You don't believe me? Check the fucking receipt. Oh, shit. I dropped the book. Huh? Here's 2015. Look at that. Another one. Who the fuck is that big dude right there in the middle of all of them? Huh? Who the fuck is that guy, huh? This fucking... Oh, man, these were some days, man. These were some days. Did we get in a car accident in this one? I don't remember. Anyway. Jerry Jones. Bought the... He, grew up in Arkansas? Went to the University of Arkansas, played football, American football at the University of Arkansas. And he borrowed his first $1 million from a what's his name? That guy who's been missing, that mobster. Jerry Jones, he got a loan for a pizza company by, what's his name? Here. I remember this, and I was reading this whenever I worked for him, and I was like, that's interesting. He borrowed $1 million from the Teamsters. So he basically borrowed money from Jimmy Hoffa to open a pizza chain called Shakey's in 1965 after he graduated college in 1965. And so that number one, $1 million loan from the Teamsters, from Jimmy Hoffa's Teamsters, bro. Suspicious. I mean, there's countless different lewd activities you could talk about. Potential children that he fathered allegedly, or that he didn't. You know, that did DNA tests. Or like, you banged my mom and you're my dad, and give me some money. And he's like, here's $250,000. Shut the fuck up. So that's the kind of guy he is. But I will also say this from a sporting perspective. He loves the Dallas Cowboys. Like, he fucking loves the Dallas Cowboys so much. He always speaks the same stories in public that he says, you know, I remember my first time walking inside the Astrodome and seeing all the seats and, looking up as a player on the pitches. And all the, lights and the seats and the yada, yada, yada. So, he's a good salesman. He bought Cowboys for $250 million around there in the 80s, and now they're worth upwards of $15 billion. So he's in it for the money at this point, but in the very beginning, it was about the success. He won a bunch of trophies so he came in, and there was a guy named Tom Landry, who, if you know anything about the Dallas Cowboys, Tom Landry is like the Bill Nicholson of the Cowboys. He won 2 Super Bowls back in the day. He managed as long as like Sir Alex Ferguson managed United. He was a fucking like a forever guy at the Cowboys. So Jerry Jones buys Tottenham. God dang it. So Jerry Jones buys the Dallas Cowboys, and the first thing he does, Tom Landry, you're fired. So Tom Landry, you're out the fucking door, and he brings in his own guys. And then one of those guys, Jimmy Johnson, ends up winning him 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. And then what happens is people start saying the Cowboys are only successful because of Jimmy Johnson. And Jerry Jones doesn't like this. Jerry Jones is very upset by this. So what does Jerry Jones do? He's sacked. I fired that motherfucker, and I'll bring in whoever the hell I want. I'm Jerry Jones. I'm Jerry Jones, goddammit. And he is. He does whatever the fuck he wants. He does whatever he wants. He's really not that bad. He's a family guy, number one. So he loves his family. He loves his kids. I was a paid employee. I had to go shoot video of his kids playing football, his kids playing basketball training. So he absolutely loves the Dallas Cowboys. He absolutely loves his family. His whole family, like, people have tried to buy the Cowboys from him countless amount of times for countless amount of money that him and his whole family couldn't even spend. But he would rather pass this dynasty down, this thing that he built, that $250 million now is fucking $15 billion. He wants to give that to his kids. So he has like groomed his oldest, Steven, into the new GM while he kind of phases out. But this is where he's at. He can't phase out. He's addicted to the shit. He loves the shit too much. Jerry Jones addicted to the motherfucking pain. Jerry Jones addicted. Jerry Jones is addicted. Why is Staffy texting me while I'm live? Anyway, bro, Jerry Jones. There's a video I have somewhere of me and him shaking hands, and I could keep talking about him, but he's got a cool name. He does have a cool name. I think this is old news. Is that Fabio from the butter commercial? Jacob, I'm a member of Heart in Texas. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Come on now. Me working at Tottenham. Yeah, I meant Dallas. I hate the Cowboys. Please no. Do you have a license to play in London, mate? I mean, I could. Jacob, it was meant to be Spurs. Bro, it's my fault. See, we disagree out there for here on a lot, but it might be my fault. I think I brought him. Bro, Jimmy Hoffa. He might have been the one that made Jimmy Hoffa disappear, allegedly, maybe. I don't know. 100% fake news, I pray. Jimmy Hoffa, bro, I'm telling you, He took money from the mob, bro. A milli. A quick stack. Zeke and Dak's contracts are disqualifying. Well, you know. I don't know what that means, Shoshi. I'm scared to keep that on the screen for too long. Big up Eugene, member for 4 months. First of all, big up for that. Don't agree. He's in it for the money more at this point, considering he's so old. I think he really just wants to win a Super Bowl. At this point, like, how much more money can he make, Riot Games? I think, like, if he was to buy Tottenham, I don't think it's to do whatever he did with Dallas Cowboys, which was his goals were to be successful, to build a franchise that everyone would gawk at and look at and go, gawk, gawk, gawk. So I guess that's what gawking means. He got addicted to winning Super Bowls. And then, like, he just made the brand so large that it is the star, the logo of that star. Bro, I'm actually wearing it on my shorts right now. Like, I have so much shit with the star on it. He would 100% be buying Spurs for the money. I have no doubt it would be for the money, not for the glory of the game. I don't think he'd give two fucks about the glory of Tottenham Hotspur. He'd be looking, like, I remember there was one time I was shooting inside of the War Room, and they were talking about not the draft. So in the War Room in America, in the NFL, the War Room is where, like, Jerry Jones, the head coach, all the coordinators, they're all in a room together, and they're picking from college players, and they're saying, oh, I want this guy, oh, I want that guy, and then they call them and they do this. So the days leading up to the draft, it's fucking hectic, and you're setting up cameras, you're setting up lights and mics and stuff so you can capture all the cool audio from when they call the players and they say, hello, this is Jerry Jones, you want to be a Dallas Cowboy? And they say, yeah, I can't wait to play for you Dallas Cowboys, Jerry, I love you so much. You say, yeah, boy, I love you so much too, boy. My name's Jerry Jones. And then he hangs up. And I'm gonna pass you on over now to your head coach here. And you go, oh yeah, there you go. Now head coach, hey, so happy to good, so good to have you. So you're capturing all that. But in the build up to that, I remember they were having a conversation about different, like a way of marketing a certain thing. I don't remember what it was they were marketing about, but I remember when he walked in, it was like, I'm not having a meeting about this. Just tell me one thing. And what does this do to the bottom line? And what he meant was the bottom line, as in the Excel sheet bottom line. The same thing that Daniel Levy goes, the same thing that makes Daniel Levy go, that thing. He just walked in and said, he didn't even care to hear what the fucking thing was. He just said, tell me how this affects the bottom line. God damn it, I'm Jerry Jones. And they said, hey, well, he talks more like this now. I'm Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones. It's actually a really shitty Jerry Jones impression. I'm sure if I look on my computer, and I don't have to look very far, I could find some Jerry Jones shit. That's how far I'm not removed from this. But alas, we move. Let's see. Oh, man. Taking me back some years talking about Jerry Jones. He's exactly like Levy. Build a fancy stadium and no success on the field. Eugene, this is where you're wrong. All right. He built that in my hometown. So what he did was exactly like Levy. It was a really rough area of town. Admittedly, when I was a kid, I used to go with my other friends with $5. You go to those apartments, you ask for a dude whose name is a letter, and he'd hook you up with some really low grade of whatever the fuck. And in that area is where you would go. And what Jerry Jones did and what Arlington voters did, Arlington, Texas, the city, they said, yeah, demolish that whole area and put the stadium and parking and another parking lot, do more parking lots and a lot more parking lots. Let's get another parking lot. So that's what they did. And I'm sure, they'd love to make a fucking parking lot out there in London. It would definitely be for the money. There's no way, because I know he loved the Cowboys when he bought it, and that's what drove him to want that success. That's why his pride got in the way, and he sacked Jimmy Johnson, because he was like, I did this. I built this team. I hired you. I bought these players. We won because of me. And Jimmy Johnson's like, hey, fuck you, boy. I won. It's because of me. And they're like, oh, we're going to have a rootin' tootin' standoff. And they did. And they only reconciled like 2-3 years ago. So it's been a beef, a long-standing beef between Jerry and Jimmy. And you know what? Love won. So that's always nice. He was obsessed with his team. Yeah, J-Mac, I agree with this. Give him credit. He's obsessed with his team winning, but he meddles too much. This is where you ask any Dallas Cowboys fan what they think about Jerry Jones. They'd be like, I love that he's this kind of maverick, but also can you stop? You're old and you're still like... Some of the business moves and player acquisitions that they do is because Jerry Jones is like, oh, I like that guy. He's got a fucking... And just last summer, there was a clip, Jamie Foxx, where he's on Instagram Live, and he's up in the tower with Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones like, yeah, you see number, whatever that number is? We just drafted him. He's 6 foot tall. He's 250 pounds. His dick is this long. And it was just like, excuse me? You know how big the fucking player's cock is? That's fucking weird. Why does he know how big the player's Jimmy Johnson is? I don't know. But there's so many reasons why I don't like this, but then it's like a weird crossover, like seeing Family Guy and Simpsons like on the same episode. It's just, my brain, it won't be able to compute it. He's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. He is a gunslinger, baby. He'll do shit out of pride. Give a fuck what it does to the bottom line. But moreover than not, I think with his age, he is more just about the bottom line. Two sides of the same corporate coin. Big up Mike Walters. This is as good as you can say it, bro. This is exactly it. I'm not going to lie, though. If Jerry Jones buys Tottenham, you know what he's going to think about his fucking bottom line when it comes to Tottenham?
You ain't really fuck with me way back then, girl. How about now? 'Cause I'm up right now. And you suck right now. Oh, yeah. How about now? 'Cause I'm up right now.
Yeah, because I'm up right now. Because I'm up right now. Oh, wow. Jerry came to Hoffman on the date of the wedding and can't even call him Padrino. Padrino. You come to me on this, the day of my daughter's wedding, for $1 million to open up a pizza chain? That sounds like a money laundering scam. $1 million for a pizza company. What are we doing? Ainge out, the way he looks down while his hands are in his pockets pissed me off. I wish I had the hands. This is ZX anytime Ainge is standing there with his hands in his pocket.
Here. With my nail.
That's fine.
I want to hurt myself, yeah. Good night.
I want to hurt myself, yeah. Good night. If you wasn't with me way back then, girl, how about now? 'Cause I'm up right now. And you stuck right now. Oh, wow. I picture Jerry Jones sitting in his palatial estate watching soccer, just being like, I want this team. You know why he wants it? Because I guarantee you he wants that stadium that we've been hosting all those games. Jerry Jones, this is when I worked for FC Dallas. I remember listening to Talk Sport Radio on my way to the office. It took me like an hour to get to work. And Jerry Jones was talking to me about Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And I was like, what's going on? Did I just wake up and Jerry Jones is talking about this was like at least 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, that he was praising Tottenham for the stadium. He was praising what Levy and them are doing. And I was sitting there like, there's no way I'm listening to fucking Jerry Jones talk to me about Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And he was just going on and on about how much he loved it. And what's interesting is I remember when the stadium first came out and we were first playing at the stadium, I said, the architecture reminds me a lot of Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium, because it's not Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Well, the first thing he's going to do is change Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to the BetMGM Stadium or whoever pays the most money. And it's not going to take years to do it because when we had, it was Cowboys Stadium for 1 year. And after that, they murdered it. They kept saying, if you say Dallas Cowboys Stadium, you're fired. And it was like, oh, sorry, AT&T, my bad. Bro, he is a mogul. Every billionaire, I think Steve is a scumbag to some degree. Like the one we've got, Joe Louis, he's a piece of shit too. I don't know. I can't comprehend a guy so old just doing this for money, but I guess it might be naive. I could tell. I just think this is my assumption, right? I don't know for sure, but based off of the amount of exposure I've had to the company, it's all about money. Everything was about the bottom line. Everything. Big up Quincy. Good to see you, my friend. Good to have you on the chat as well. Always good to see you. I like to see cheerleaders. Hey, Edward. Fun fact: when I worked for the Cowboys for 6 years, once a year, me and a select few of camera crew, we would go to the beaches and we would shoot content with the cheerleaders in their bikinis. Hopefully my wife's not listening, because the last trip I did was when I was dating my wife, and she said, "I don't like you going to the beach with all those women." And I said, "I'm sorry, honey. I got to do what the job says. They're making me go to the Bahamas and go in the beach and get these shots of these women in bikini. It's not my fault, honey." And she's like, "Oh yeah, but you're not complaining." I said, "I am complaining. It's hot and I'm sweating and I'm sunburning. But I gotta, sometimes you just gotta fucking buckle down, baby, and just get those shots of those cheerleaders, huh? You gotta just go get those shots of those cheerleaders on the beach in the Bahamas, Cancun, Bimini. Where else do we go? Puerto Vallarta. Oh, we went to Puerto Vallarta. That was a good year, baby." When I think of Puerto Vallarta.
Didn't really fuck with me way back then, girl. How about now? 'Cause I'm up right now. Hey, you up right now. Yeah. How about now? 'Cause I'm up right now.
Puerto Vallarta, baby. Oh my God. And we went to Cancun. How about now? Go up right now. And he's up right now. Oh, wow. I hope your wife doesn't watch this. She probably won't. But when I think of Bimini, girl, how about now? She probably gonna pop up in the chat with some eye emoji, and now I know I'm in trouble. Shit. Would you want more? How about now?
I am not a clown.
I am not a clown. Levy gets more revenue in Asia. Very nice. Sorry and apologies if I've been away from YouTube. Big up Chang. Mr. Walraven, it's recently been a tough struggle to make ends meet, but hopefully I'll make it up to you. Chang, you ain't got nothing to make up to me, baby, because you're perfect the way you are. All right? I've been streaming a lot less. I've been doing a lot less videos because I've been working as well. But look, I don't like the Cowboys, but Jerry's my guy. I'm Jerry Jones, baby. He's Jerry Jones. He's like George Bush, but sports. How about that? Jones will likely bring a name to the stadium. Yes, he will. What's Levy done since White Hart Lane? Sometimes it changes something. Is Jones the right fit? I don't know. I just know we need change. Petro, this is a good point, and I agree with you. I just fear how, knowing Levy, it's all for financial gain, which is kind of the reason we've been upset with Levy, right? Is because it's like you don't care about winning, you care about money. I do think, though, Jones fucking does care about winning. For the Cowboys, because I know, I've seen him in the flesh and I can feel it pouring out of him how much he loves the Dallas Cowboys. He does. I just don't know if he's going to have that same love for Tottenham Hotspur. I don't, big up Sean Hurl. Hi, Jacob. The Spurs media world spins and spins. Lots of warning about Mr. Jones here in the UK. What are they warning about? What are they saying? That he's done some unsavory things, like this person tweeted about. He's a member of the White Nationalist Party. If you're wondering why in professional football so few black coaches get hired and black players struggle to be heard, you can learn a lot. Okay, so this is a little bit taken out of context, this here, because yes, he addressed this too, where he was amongst a group of teenagers who were he was in a photo, he was in the background of a group of people in Arkansas in the 60s that were harassing these black kids when they got desegregated. So I don't know that you can say you could look at him as why, like whoever wrote the article was a little bit flamboyant with it, because Jerry Jones was a big advocate for Quincy Carter. So if you know anything about Dallas Cowboys, Quincy Carter was a black quarterback and Jerry Jones fucking loved him. And I know that for a fact. There was even rumors that Quincy Carter was with his daughter, but I don't think that that's true. It's just rumors. And Quincy Carter, like Jerry Jones loved Quincy Carter. He stuck with Quincy Carter when he probably shouldn't have, because he wasn't that good. But I just think, yeah, in the 60s and in the 50s, he was probably fucking racist, like every other white, rich person in America in the 50s and in the 60s. They were all pretty shit. Oh, yeah. This is what I was talking about. See, it's true. I wasn't making it up. He responded to a viral video which he appeared to be discussing the size of one of his players' penises to Jamie Foxx. Where Jones goes, scandals seem to follow. He's currently tied up in a legal battle with a woman claiming to be his daughter. I also told you all about this. He is now the plaintiff in this case, claiming that she broke a settlement agreement by publicly naming him as her father and is now seeking millions from her. So he does these undisclosed things where he's like, hey, I'll just pay you yearly to just not say that you're, there was also 1 year in California, and him and his sons were seen with some lewd women getting onto his private bus, which coincidentally, I was on this very same bus and it got in an accident. Cowboys bus accident. So there's this that happened. We were involved in a crash on our way to Vegas. We did this preseason, like on our way to training camp. We would make stops in this big bus that had a big Dallas Cowboys star on it, and we would make stops along the way. And it was like a 4 or 5 day event when we dropped like 3 different locations a day, and we go and we sign our bro. People ask for my autograph. Somewhere out there is a few people, not very many, but a few people with Dallas Cowboys merchandise, and it's got fucking Jacob Walraven scratched on it because they said sign my shirt, and I was like, bro, I'm just a camera guy. They're like, no, sign my shirt. You're a part of the team, and it's like, okay, and I signed some shirts. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you this, there were people, look, you see this? 4 people did not survive that crash with the bus. Yep. I was on the bus. It wasn't anyone in the bus who perished. It was unfortunately, very, very sadly, these Chinese tourists who rented a car and were going to see the skywalk above the Grand Canyon of some kind, and there was a highway. I guess they didn't know the rules of the highway, and they turned in front of the bus, and our driver could do anything to not hit them, because it was like we were like this, and then they came, and then this 18-wheeler swerved. So what our driver sees is this 18-wheeler swerve and a little red SUV pop in front of us, and we smash it, and we go off the side of the road. Everyone in the car passed away, unfortunately. And it was a very horrific and traumatizing event in my life, I'll be honest. I've never quite experienced something like that. It was like a scene from a movie where there's dirt and dust flying everywhere, and it's all in your mouth, and like, I'm confused because we just got in this crazy accident. The bus almost flipped. We were on this hill, like on the side, and we almost hit this propane tank. There was a propane field there for some fucking reason. It was like, really, I've always credited that bus driver. Shout out Emery, man. He saved my life, Foster and Mickey Spagnola's life that day. I'm digressing here a little bit, but yeah. You remember that? Yeah, bro, I was on that fucking bus. And they called me Jason Waldron. Jason Waldron and Rowdy the mascot. Me and Foster were so fucking pissed. We were like, you've released it as, first of all, the wrong names. And then Foster's not even a person. Just because he plays the mascot, that's who it was. So if he died, Rowdy died, I don't know. I don't know how it works. But it was very insensitive the way that all that was handled. So again, at every turn, there's just been fucking... Oh, but I'll tell you what, they did give me some Bose headphones, a Bose speaker, a New Era hat holder, and then a bunch of people who I've never met that work at Dallas Cowboys wrote wrote me a bunch of cards saying, I'm so glad you didn't die, Jacob. So real corporate shit we're talking about. Real corporate stuff. And the whole thing at training camp was like, oh yeah, you're the guy, huh? Yeah, we're glad you made it, buddy. Yeah. But even if I didn't, nothing would have changed. So again, it's just, who knows? It could be good, could be bad. We don't know. God dang it, Jason Waldron, watch out for that propane. That's what I'm talking about. There, Jason Waldron almost drove into the damn thing. No, it was a bus accident, bro. Yeah, man. In Arizona, we were going to Las Vegas. That's why I don't have a good taste in my mouth about Vegas. Yeah, the 4 occupants of the van were killed. None of the Cowboys staffers on the tour bus. One of the other things that they were saying was, oh yeah, shout out Mickey Spagnola, man. Oh yeah, there's the bus. Yeah, man. Yep, see? The bus was traveling from Irving to GameWorks in Las Vegas for a fan event. Along the way, the bus had stopped at all of our affiliates in El Paso, Midland, Abilene, Lubbock. So we were just driving, going along the way, and end up getting in a horrific accident. Yeah, man. Where's the one? I want to find the one that's like, don't worry, no players or cheerleaders or coaches were hurt. None of them. It was like, well, what about everyone that did get hurt, huh? Well, that's behind a paywall, so I can't see that. Is this the one? So see this bus? Yeah, we should drive around that. This bus, though, I'll tell you what. They wasted no time fixing it and getting it back up and running because, like, when you go in, it's like a luxury fucking suite. There's, like, marble counters. I think they spent $18 million making the bus from a regular bus into this bus. And you can tell when you walk into it, there's like glass, fucking beautiful shit all over, TVs everywhere. It's a fucking beautiful, beautiful bus, man. But anyway, I digress. Jerry Jones, might buy Tottenham, who knows? But that's my spiel on Jerry. I don't think he's a bad dude. I think he's just consumed by capitalism, but that's going to do it. Look, the show's almost gone 2 hours. We had one person call in who was Ange out, and I mean, he didn't actually say Ange out, but it was Sava. So shout out to Sava, shout out to Quincy, the only 2 people to call in on this call-in show. But we had some fun, I think. At least I had some fun, baby.
Just let me eat you one time. Just let me eat you one time, and I guarantee you're gonna ask me to stay to your house. You're going to sleep for 3 days, my baby. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make you cry.
How you going to show us?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But look, I'll try and do these more often. Like I've always been saying, no one pulls up, though, unfortunately, even though I'm here and I'm willing and I'm ready. Let's have a healthy discussion. But no one wants to talk with Jacob. They all just want to talk to me nicely. Yeah. Let's see who's live, and we can redirect, and then you can all say, hey, Jacob raid. And then you all be like, yay, Jacob raided. There's quite a few people live, it looks like right now. Let me see. Refresh that, make sure it's not fake live. But big up everybody in the chat real quick while I do that. I would join, but I'm Ange in. That's a good one. Are the Cowboys' problems due to lack of funds? It's cash badly splashed. We work in a salary cap. So because we make so much money, we're allowed to spend a lot of money, but we just spend a lot of money very poorly. But everyone's saying Jerry Jones out, I guess. Yeah, no one else is gonna pull up. Fifth Elemento is too scared. At least you admitted it, right? At least you admitted it. Admitted it, splitted it, witted it. Let me see. I see some emergency meetings. Is this an emergency meeting? Kind of a mood? What kind of mood are we in? Emergency. Let's go laugh at Staffy. How about that? I see Staffy's live. We'll redirect to Staffy. Just go over there, say Jacob Raid, say Ange Raid, say whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter. But hit a like, hit a subscribe on this video if you haven't already. I'm going to end the poll, 144 votes. That tells me that maybe we could have 100 likes on the video, but probably not because a bunch of hating ass Ange outers. Bro, 67 likes and 145 votes. Y'all fucking hate me, but that's fine. Y'all just upset because Jerry Jones about to be Jerry Jones. Hey, I'm Jerry Jones. I'm about to come down, baby. That's what y'all are worried about now. Coke and strippers. Yep. Well, they didn't ruin the Cowboys, but they accentuated it in some ways. Just remember, folks, keep your pants, keep your hands in your pockets and your pants on, unless you're Daddy Davies.
I call you Daddy Davies when I see you play on TV.
Daddy Davies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
You like that? Can I call you Daddy all the time?
If you want.
Yes, indeed. But just remember, folks, if you haven't liked yet, you're probably not going to anyway. So these last few bits are for you. If you're not going to like and subscribe. Wait, let me say thank you to the sponsors real quick, to those who did super chat to the show. Jen Pop Killer, big up. Hey, Jen. Football Heritage TV, Sava super chatted twice, and he joined the show. What a donation. What a gift of time. Elvis G with a super chat as well. Big up, Elvis G. And Eugene with that membership for 4 months. Thank you so much for that. And I'm sorry I'm sending you to Jersey. The city's doity. The city is Jersey. It's all stinky and stanky nasty. But don't worry, all right? Because I am not a clown.
I am not a clown.
All right. And as always, folks, ANGE Postecoglou in. But these last few things are for you. Stay blessed. Stay fresh up the lads. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And come on, you Spurs. Where's my video? Come on, you Spurs. Fucking. There it is. All right. Bye-bye.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Ange, ladies and gentlemen.
ANGE Postecoglou.